Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kym speaking on Monday, goodness, I've forgotten what the date is, 24th of August, crikey. So, 24th of August, what has got in store for us? Well, from a news event risk, absolutely nothing. We've got no news events coming out or being released today at all in normal situation. So, unless Trump starts tweeting, we're left with nothing but the technicals. So let's look through the technicals, and well, divergence still remains there, of course, on the euro. So the question always got to be is, are we going to continue to the downside, or is this move off the 21 going to be a bit more of a significant bounce? That's a good question, and answers on a postcard. Looking at where we are, with lower high confirmed on the 4-hourly there through into Friday. We got the weekly pivot sitting above us, which could draw the price up today. It may be even for those that want to continue selling into this, and as I said, there's no absolute answer in terms of definite answer whether this is actually going to bounce off that daily 21 or properly and get back up, or whether it's going to continue over. For now though, well, the weekly pivot seems a bit of a draw to the upside there. Shorter term, it's also got the daily pivot slightly above us there, which may just be a bit of a false breakout. It's also got that 118 area, so we saw that tested last week as a low. It's broken through it, it's coming back up. It's trying to test it now as a previous high there, so previous low, so that may give us a high here. So we'll see how it reacts off this level. But any more significant sort of buying, as I said, we've got the weekly and the weekly pivot sitting up there, that 200 sitting up there at 1843. So there's a few things up there providing resistance. There's stuff on the way there, the 50 to 34. Never an easy route back up once a market's fallen. All the key moving averages to get in the way as resistant or potential resistance. So we'll be trading carefully. One thing technically, if we break the Asian session high there, well, that will confirm a higher low, which we may be onto something. But for those that are just wanting to keep on the short side, may be patient. We'll wait for this out and just see if we get a reaction to one of these key levels. So that's the euro. The pound, daily point of view, right messy last week. I mean, on Thursday it picked back right away back up, almost closed off its losses from the Wednesday, but you've got this sort of sandwich of well, bit of an odd sandwich actually, because you got the Tuesday that pushed up there beforehand, but multicolour, bit of rock here at the moment, but it does look, always is a bit of a softish sign, certainly as a sign that the traders really not completely committed one way or the other. So we're stuck at, well, you mentioned it earlier, part of last week, we're range bound. Well, we've got this wider range at the moment, and we've sort of come back to the lows there. Is it going to run beyond the weekly pivot there, which is again a bit of a draw on this? Maybe it's got a chance. It's already put a higher low in here from where we're sitting at the moment. And well, as I say, the weekly and daily pivots are actually up above. That may just cause a bit more draw post 8 o'clock. I'll have a look at that, and I quite sort of like that. It might be a bit of a draw. It could break. It doesn't mean to stop here. If you've got a bit of a ride on these markets, it could push back up. It's got certainly a biggish range now. Dollar yen. Dollar yen was started off reasonably strong last week there, and gave quite a bit up on Wednesday. Thursday it sort of held its own. Friday, well, it closed pretty much where it opened there, so doji there. I'm erring towards still looking at this on the stronger side of things. expecting this maybe still to continue the route south. If you're, I can't draw a proper trend line on here because it's not going to let me, but there is this trend line that's sort of running across the lows here. A break of that would signify further downside there for the dollar yen. So my preference is still there to the downside on that. So that's really what I'm looking at. I mean, it is a wedge pattern. I mean, you can see the trend line across the highs there. Maybe some will be trading that back up and trying to see if they can push it on through beyond the 50, etc. But with the move before it, it just favours the downside and continuation. Aussie dollar. So let's just come out of the time frames here. Aussie dollar just consolidating really on these daily chart. On this daily chart, it's again, it's a bit rangy. It's not really gone out too far from where it was. I drew this on Friday, this trend line, or maybe after. No, it was Friday, and it's just sort of bounced off there. Not really going too far. Got a quite a bounce up initially, sold off. Actually, that was the Thursday bounce there. Friday came back up to test the lows there. It's closer to its weekly pivot. Maybe again, this will show us whether this has got any oomph in it. Again, you could be drawing trend lines across the lows here, looking for any sort of sell-off. The Australian dollar has been holding up pretty well against the US dollar, particularly, and it was one of the strongest last week, particularly the earlier part of the week. Looking at this chart, it almost would with this sort of more confirmed cleaner movement, it looks like it may continue to the downside, but I'm still, as I say, still favouring that potential bounce. Maybe later in the week, if it breaks this high here, it will confirm a higher low, and it may even give us a better opportunity to get in and try to see if we can get a retest these highs. I'm not too sure of this sort of softening of the or strengthening of US dollar is really here to stay. We'll see. The Canadian dollar thinks not, because we're seeing the Canadian dollar continue its strengthening program that it seems to be going through here. Last week it held pretty much there apart from one day, and well, lower highs confirmed here, and it's really, that's looking like it's probably on the path down to the lows, maybe even the S1 there on the Canadian dollar. So it does look okay at the moment. To watch out for, though, of course, daily pivot untouched and weekly pivot above, so may draw it at some stage. It's arguably at it's at the lows, around the lows from on Friday there, so maybe it'll get a bounce, but it did correct itself pretty well through where other markets were still losing against the US dollar. This strengthened through the afternoon there, and it's as I say, one of the stronger pairings at the moment. Again, another commodity currency. Talking of commodities, a quick look at oil. Really spiky price action. Here's the answer there. Just too choppy at the moment for me to get sort of looking at any continuation alongside, and I think with this price action that we're seeing here, well, range bound may be opportunities to sell into the range. If it starts breaking down below that weekly pivot, maybe there's opportunities, but it's quite bitty. I wouldn't be looking to do too much to this before 2 p.m. this afternoon anyway. If it was to roll at that stage, I would be looking at as I say, the breakdown, see if we can get another move down to these lows. As it stands at the moment, it will be on very light volume. Maybe it will pitch back into these prior highs here, but that seems then a good ceiling to wait and see if we get a reversal. So that's oil. S&Ps, he says, if I can get the S&Ps to come up here, it'll be good. Don't ever work with technology. S&Ps are continuing. Look, they're continuing their route even this morning, pitching up a little bit at the moment, running through that route. So taking out the previous highs there, and if I bring it right away back here, they're sort of running for the hills already. If I could move that up there, you'll see, he says, it's already broken. Well, it's already broken now, the prior highs there, so pushed on through. Just can't get in front of this one at the moment, that's for sure. So continuation. Look, it just come back to 60-minute. Well, perhaps if we could start get a retracement, you want to buy the dips really. Is the answer there. Good strong sort of finish on Friday there, and then pushing in through the Asian session, and well, just going and going. Okay, and finally gold, he says. Quick click on gold, there we go. Gold was consolidating, it's not doing too much different from that at the moment, finding that support off the 34 moving average on the dailies. They are the 4-hourly 200 sort of area. Just real consolidation at the moment. Which way? Throw a coin. That's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.